What's up, Kingdom? We've got a fun one on tap for you today. We've got a big injury update on Xavier Worthy and a little on Jalen Royals. And then later in this episode, we're going to talk about some trade rumors around Tyreek Hill. Let's go ahead and get right into this thing. My name is Jackson Durham, and you are watching the Chiefs Report powered by Chat Sports. And like I said right off the top, today we are focused on an Xavier Worthy injury update and a mighty positive one, might I add. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some Tyreek Hill trade rumors, some very interesting stuff going on there. But before we get into all that, I need some help from you guys. The bosses told me before I came in and filmed this video, they pulled me into the office and they said, look, Jackson, we like what you're doing on Chiefs, but we're just not sure the fans are resonating with it. And we need you guys to subscribe. I need you guys to send that message for me to my bosses that you love what I'm doing over here. I've seen it in the comments. I know you guys are enjoying it. So go down and hit that subscribe button for me and let them know. Now let's get into that Xavier Worthy content. So this is a quote coming from Andy Reid today. He said, or actually yesterday, excuse me, he's rehabbing and working his shoulder and we'll just see where it goes, see where we end up. Jalen is doing a good job with his rehab. We'll just see how that ends up this week. Then he followed up with, we've got a couple of good days here that we've had. Guys are making good progress, but we'll see where it rolls. If neither play, we've got guys that we played with the other night that are good football players. And what I really want you guys to focus on in this quote is the phrase, if neither play. That's right, if. I know we talked in our last video about the potential for Xavier Worthy to even have season-ending surgery. We have moved a long way in just a couple days with Xavier Worthy's status. There is now a slight chance he even plays this Sunday in Week 2 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Can we just take a minute to be like, whoa, what just happened here? That is a huge move in the right direction for the Chiefs and for Xavier Worthy, because we've talked time and time again about this depth chart at receiver being very thin. Rashee Rice is currently suspended. Xavier Worthy is now hurt. He's got the shoulder injury. Jalen Royals also injured, dealing with knee tendonitis. We'll get into him in just a second. But if we can get Xavier Worthy back very soon, which seems to be the case, if we can get Jalen Royals potentially back this weekend, we are cooking with gas for this matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. And then further beyond that, we need this receiver core to get back together. And it seems like things are moving in the right direction here. But my take on Xavier Worthy, he should not play this weekend unless he is 110% healthy. Unless the doctors are asking Andy Reid, hey man, why are we even discussing this? Of course he should play. What's wrong with him? Unless that is the attitude from the Chiefs medical staff, I don't want to see Xavier Worthy on Sunday because he's too important for the long-term success of this team to risk him in a Week 2 matchup. We just can't do it. Moving to Jalen Royals, though, I think we're a little more optimistic on him. He's not practiced since late August due to knee tendonitis, but there was speculation that he would be available for the Brazil game against the Chargers. That did not come to fruition. He had a setback. I remember we referenced Matt Derrick, who was saying that he was going to be available, but that setback did come up. Now there is a chance, as he continues to progress through his rehab, that he's available in Week 2. Much, much higher chance than it is with Xavier Worthy. Again, I'm not going to tell you he's 100% going to be out there in Week 2, but I definitely have hope. I want to see him out there. I can't say the same for Xavier Worthy. I would rather see Xavier Worthy rest and get healthy, but I think we need Jalen Royals out there. It'd be great for him to get reps, and gosh, we all know we need the depth in the receiver room. But I want to hear from you guys. Is Royals enough? Should Worthy play on Sunday versus the Eagles, even if he's not 110% healthy? Type Y if you disagree with me. Type N if you think I am correct. He should sit and rest and get back to 100% health. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel on this matter. In my opinion, we need the depth chart around receiver to step up because Hollywood Brown right now is just being asked a bit too much. If you look at all three of these guys being out, that's the exact same situation we were in against the Chargers, where Hollywood Brown ends up seeing 16 targets. He catches 10 of them. He had a couple key drops as well. I don't think we want to put this much pressure on Hollywood Brown consistently. If Royals can't get back in Week 2, if he misses extended time beyond that, if he continues to have setbacks, if for some reason Xavier Worthy has a setback, Could the Chiefs bring in an old friend? Could we have a bit of a reunion with one Tyreek Hill? I want to talk about that in just a second, but first, I need to give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. And when you download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS, you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Pro football is back in full swing, so I've got a lineup built with a max discount on Travis Kelce's just more than half a receiving yard. That's right, our guy is in my lineup this week, and it's a very easy cash for him. Highly recommend you guys pick that one up. And then we had a touchdown from Derrick Henry, either on the ground or through the air, and a pretty big game from Aaron Rodgers. Those three things happen. We're going to turn $5 into $20. Tail me on this lineup, fade me on this lineup, whatever you do, do it at Prize Picks, because Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Okay, back into our Tyreek Hill discussion. This image came up on Sunday of him at the Colts game. And he does not look like a happy guy, as you can tell. And it's pretty easy to tell why if you watched any of that game. An absolute disaster for Miami, especially on the offensive end. They get smacked around by Indianapolis 33-8 on the road. And something we know about Tyreek Hill is he is not one that likes to sit around and wait for things to get better quietly. He's going to let you know he's upset. He's going to let you know he doesn't want to be here anymore, something he's done with Miami already. Could the Chiefs go out and make that move, especially as Miami seems to be careening towards a rebuild? Things don't seem to be working out with Tyreek Hill, and we know this guy could be an explosive weapon in our offense. Just look at the stats from the last 4 years, one of which was with us back here in Kansas City. 159 targets, 111 receptions, over 1,200 yards the last season he spent playing with Patrick Mahomes. He could absolutely be an explosive piece in this offense, one that takes us to the next level, even when we do have Xavier Worthy, Jalen Royals, and Rashee Rice all back in the fold. Wouldn't it be great to have Tyreek Hill in there as well? So here's a trade offer that I put together. And I think you might be surprised at how low the price to go get Tyreek Hill is at this point. I was talking to our Dolphins Today host, Rolly, and he told me we could trade Jawaan Taylor and a 5th-round pick over to the Dolphins for Tyreek Hill, and that would probably get the deal done. And if you're wondering why Taylor's moving in this deal, there's a couple reasons in my opinion. This kills 2 birds with 1 stone for both of these teams. Number one, we need to get rid of Jawaan Taylor. We've talked about it time and time again. He is not a starting caliber tackle in this league. I think he's a liability. I think his penalty issues make him not worth starting. And from Miami's perspective, they've got issues in the offensive line as well. Austin Jackson, one of their offensive tackles, is down with a toe injury. He needs further evaluation, according to Marcel Luis-Jacques, and he is being considered week to week at this point. So we do not know whether or not he'll be back in the fold for them, but they could definitely look to upgrade even if he is back in the fold, because you look at his stats over the last few years, he's not a very good offensive tackle to begin with. He's someone you might want to move over. And obviously, Jawaan Taylor has better grading. We know he's a penalty problem, but could we sell off Jawaan Taylor to the Miami Dolphins, sort of make an upgrade in our receiving room and get Jalen Moore into the starting lineup? Something I've talked about on this channel is why isn't Jalen Moore playing? We signed him to a 2-year, $30 million contract this offseason. A lot of money to spend on a backup offensive tackle. This puts him into the lineup. However, as much as this whole deal makes sense, as much as I just argued for it entirely to you, I'm not sure we should do it, and because of something that came up today. So ESPN coming in with Tyreek Hill's estranged wife has alleged in court filings that he committed domestic violence, which the Dolphins receiver vehemently denies. 8 separate instances of domestic violence have been alleged in these court filings. I don't think this is a situation that we want to touch at this point. It just isn't worth it. The Chiefs don't want to be associated with a legal situation like this when it's as murky as it is. It's not something that we want to get involved in just for a football advantage, in my opinion. I think we can wait and see where things go with Tyreek Hill. If things do clear up, maybe it's a move we make at that time. But right now, the risks outweigh the rewards. That's pretty much going to do it for us today on this episode of the Chiefs Report. If you enjoyed today's show, please subscribe. Go down there, let the bosses know. Like I said, we need to get 20 on this video. So you could be that 19 turning into 20. Help me hit my goal. Get down there and do it, and I'll see you guys next time.